So this is when you come in from the high school back doors. Here's the commons area where some of the kids eat lunch and meet throughout the day. And here's the library. Our kids made the library sign on our silhouette cameo. And then this, our mascot is the Red Tornadoes, and so I believe some alumni made that and donated it to us. I've got one of the wonderful libraries are for everyone posters up here, and we've got a book drop. The libraries for everyone posters, I believe, are made available for free publicly by their artists. So when you come in here, this is a little room that used to be an office for the librarian, and it's going to become our student store right now. I just kind of have stuff stored in it, like a beanbag that needs to get sewn. Sorry, it's really messy, but we're keeping it real, so I'm showing it to you. So there's the back of our door. You can see the back of our book drop. It's just a old projector cart with a little square cloth. And next to it we have some ACT study materials, the local newspaper, and our Scentsy. I really love having a book drop in the door because I feel like that way kids can drop off books more efficiently. And you know, we've also at times had some kids who have a late book, and then this way they can just drop it off and not feel like they have to face a librarian. Okay, so here's the view from the entrance again. Right away, this is our hot new reads cart, which has new books on it. Yay! Thank God for a library budget that lets me buy new books. And then down here, I need to label them, but those are some ARCs that I picked up at conference that the kids can get. And I tell the kids, you can just take it, but if you really like it, you can keep it or you can bring it back, but please let me know so that you can maybe recommend that it be purchased for the library. So over here is biography, which I can't believe I don't have the labels up for that. Sorry, we had a lovely new floor here, and so some of my signage still hasn't gone back up. Over here is our awesome charging station that we got through EBSCO. They sent a representative, Kathy Kramer, and she was able to get one of our local businesses, the First Bank and Trust Company, to purchase this charging station for us. It's super popular with the kids. Okay, and then we have a whiteboard there with upcoming books. That's the media room where different teachers use to meet or where we have meetings. Then this is my horrible office, which I call my warehouse. It's really messy in here. Let's see, what have I got? I've got a bunch of books that are waiting to go out to thrift books so that we can hopefully get some sort of credit, papers, Cheez-Its that like my lifeblood, just different materials. I'm also a tech integration specialist, so a lot of the tech integration stuff is in here. And then I have some former reference materials which still need to get interfiled with our nonfiction section. And this is our library workroom. Again, keeping it real. This is one of the things about having a makerspace. We've really got to clean up my sink. Mostly it's being used for painting, and that's got to be fixed. Okay, so here's some supplies for the printer. Here's the copier, dreaded copier. And here's where I keep some, okay, well these are aprons for makerspace kids. And then these are Tornado Talks, which have, these are bound copies of all the past newspapers from the school. And then we have, these are the writings of Myrtle Tennant, who is a former teacher at Clinton. We also have some past work, Immigration Personae by Mrs. Wheeler's English 3 classes in 2016. And then these boxes have some different yearbooks and artifacts in them. DVDs, little shredder, class sets of books are just back here. And then those are yearbooks, more class sets, Julius Caesar kind of thing. And I'm starting to get playaways for some of my class sets. Hopefully that works out well. The cost was a lot, but I think it's about a 5-year life, and hopefully that'll work out, because figuring out Overdrive and Amazon and Audible were really complicated. So these lovely stacks of books in here are the rest of my nonfiction section, which are all labeled, but they need to go back on the shelf. I'm honestly struggling with that because I've only had a couple kids ask for those books. Library materials for shelving. Let's see. Hummingbird materials for robotics that we do with physical science. Some lovely donated plastic covers from our local coffee shop, Stray House, kitchen and coffee, and we use those for paint palettes now. And then some Connects. This is maker supplies now, and each of my makerspace kids has their own shelf for their different supplies. Little fridge, and that's the makerspace kids who are assistants. The supplies for the general population you'll see out here. Okay, so this is kind of the circulation area. We've got a computer that we run the announcements off, and then I keep, those are the announcements back there. We'll get closer later. And that's also where I can keep a track of the loft camera. This is my little deal that I keep for my assistants, and then we're starting to do bookmarks that the kids design. And as they create more designs, it's my idea that we'll have them up here. This is a super awesome Copernicus tech tub. It usually is locked, but we have our Chromebooks in here that are for checkout in the library only. Then we have, this is the assistant's desk, like the student assistant's desk. And I have to show you this because I love it so much. This is a Kensington sit-stand station, and it's got this little lever here. So, like with one hand, maybe I'll do 2 hands, you can kind of like do this so I can stand and type and work, or you can bring it down and then you can sit. It's really cool. I'm a fan. The kids like it too, which is good because we have some kids who are short like me and, you know, not even 5 feet, and then we've got some 6-foot kids. This is our old circulation desk. It's a monster, trying to figure out what to do with it. You know, it's useful for its height and everything, but it's just not my favorite. And then over here we have my full-time assistant's desk, and then over here we have some books that we're processing. In this cart, or I'm sorry, over here I have the shelves that my students are assigned to shelve and neaten, and then in here we have some Chromebooks. It's locked up right now. Right, open it. And those Chromebooks are for students to check out. They can check out for the whole year. They can check out an iPad or a Chromebook, and then each classroom can also have the choice of Chromebooks and iPads or a mix. So this is the bottom floor of the library. And I'll kind of go through it. But so these are where, if we have classes the kids sit, everything is really light or mobile, so that everything can be arranged easily. Right now it's kind of weird. We've had kids coming in and signing up for the ACT, and they've been using these Chromebooks with the counselors. So it's a bit messy because everything's got to be plugged in. Okay, so, back here real quick. Let me show you that. So here's our table with, again, the libraries are for everyone posters. And then I have some student recommendations on this table. Nothing fancy, just a little post-it. And then I tell the kids they can put their names or not. And that's a makerspace project from last year from some weeded books smashed up with quilling. Okay, over here, which is outside of my office and near the student assistant desk, these are the computers that we use for general printing or to take AR tests. I have my little sign here that fell down. We'll put that back up. Okay, and then we also have some quotes and some student art there. Let's see. Oh, front view of the circulation desk. So we have 3 stations where you can check out the student assistant. There's one up here that the student assistant and the full-time assistant might use. And then there's Kathy's back there, who's my full-time assistant. We've had a bit of issues with our chalkboard paint. It's super awesome. It hasn't been cleaning really well. to be honest. So we use the Rust-Oleum. I'm not really sure where it went wrong, but we're either repainting it or going with the contact paper that we purchased. So again, here's kind of our little areas that are open. This is a little room that they let me steal from the district conference office. I'm sorry, it's a table, not a room. And it's awesome because it has a TV that has a Chromecast. It also has HDMI connections. So kids can use it to do work together, group work, or we've had kids come in and watch film on it. Okay, so under my staircase, I have this little hidden area that has my shop vac, and it's got this mag cart under it, and those are super awesome to have, very useful. Some displays. We've got one that just the books we like, and then we have one with our Sequoia books. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my Sequoia voters this year. I really want to do something nice. Okay, so we're going to go upstairs. So upstairs is called the loft. It's welcome to the library loft. Very few rules. We like to have about 15 people up there. There's seating for more, but just because I like choice. And then this railing here is actually covered completely with discarded books. One of my awesome students worked on that last year. Oh, there's posters here. You can get one up close. We're genrefied, so I made posters that have the books that we actually own, and then they have the definitions, and they're all color coded. So like my horror section down there is yellow, meaning it has all yellow dots, and then the poster is yellow. So there's like yellow dots. Pink is classics. Okay, back up the stairs. I told you guys this wasn't going to be high-tech or fancy. Excuse me. So this is the loft, and right away we see the vacuum and the trash can because we try to keep it clean. It says good vibes only in vinyl, and we have a mirror. One of my assistants fought really hard for this mirror, and she put the vinyl up, and she said that it would be a really great idea to have a mirror up here because then kids wouldn't excuse themselves to go to the bathroom when all they needed to do was look at their hair. So let me back up a little. It looks like we do need a vacuum, but these are our booths, and even though we have booths like a restaurant, the kids know they're not supposed to eat up here. This blue flag up here is like the NJHS pennant, and it needs to get hung on the other side, but that hasn't happened yet. These are some really cool stools from Steelcase, and when you get on there, it can turn, obviously, but it also goes up and down when you use that, and those really need to be cleaned because the kids like to use them as footstools. Somebody left a pass up here. So these are my passes. This is number 2 of 15, and that's our system. The kids know if the passes are out, they can come up. If there are no passes, they can't come up. There's some electricity. Each of these booths has electricity. There's electricity there. There's electricity all along this wall. That was really important to me, that kids be able to plug in. This is a mural done by one of our art students, Whisper Walker. She's still working on it. That's why the TV is currently covered. It's a lovely work in progress, and I just think it's beautiful work. She's super dedicated. Oh, these chairs are awesome. I got them from Wayfair. You can either like sit in like this or turn and put your computer or whatever up here, and then just use it as a desk. And yeah, we need to clean up here, keeping it real. Okay, over here we have our Chrome bar area, which are computers that kids can use. Got my headphones up here, and then these are all Chrome computers. Was a little wary at first about having them up here, but everything's gone really well. Let's see. And then that's the view into the commons area. And we have some like college flags along the area, but this is the view from one of the benches too. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna go downstairs now. Yeah. Oh, actually, let me show you the view of the first floor. This is one of my favorite things. Okay. So from here, you can see our array of empty shelves. That's nonfiction. Our superb maintenance staff put wheels on the bottom of nonfiction after they did the floors, and I just have not put the books back yet, and I need to. Okay, so let's see. There's the TV with our announcements. So right now we're advertising the Sequoia books. Oh, this is interesting. So USB ports for student use so kids can charge their stuff. Historical fiction, which is read, and some terrariums. Books in Spanish. That's a really awesome lamp that one of our kids made out of discarded books. There's one of my students walking by looking like, what are you doing? Here's some shelf displays. Graphic novels, which, wow, are mostly checked out right now. This is an old globe that one of our other assistants has been working on and painting. There's a Dumbledore quote on that as well. Okay, sports fiction, which is green. And then we have mystery, thriller, and adventure. There's the posters for those. And those are together. Purple dots. I think it makes shelving easier too. Science fiction, fantasy is blue. Above those, we've got some posters I made in Canva with some testing vocabulary. And then we have fiction, general fiction, which is orange dot. There we go. Here are the only books that I so far have shelved in nonfiction. And here's the back view there. You can see our flags. And then I hear kids. Hi, Jay. I'm doing a video tour, so if you want to stay out of it, you can. Okay, he ran away. So this is part of our makerspace. We've got a light box up here, which we use with clamp lights, so kids can take super fancy pictures of when they're done with stuff. This is our cabinet with some different equipment that we keep locked up. All they have to do is ask a kid, one of the makerspace assistants, and we'll get it for them. But it's just because it's stuff like acetone and the heat gun, and there's some expensive stuff in there. Back view, oh, whiteboard that nobody has painted yet. Let's see. This is some of our common supplies, the non-techie stuff. Brown paper bags, paint, alphabet letters, chalk, pipe cleaners, embroidery floss, colored tissue paper, glitter. We have a strict no loose glitter rule. It's all glitter glue. Wood shapes, paint markers, plastic bags. It's this post-it notes, but it actually has rubber bands, ink pads, stamps, magnets, electrical tape. First aid kit, super necessary. Some markers, Play-Doh, crayons, more kids. Hey, kiddo. All right, so here's the quick overview of the makerspace. The tables. Okay, so I've got iPads in here, Chromebooks, and these are strictly for the makerspace, and we engrave them ourselves. This is the Silhouette vinyl cutter, and it's just got vinyl in the drawers, some common supplies. The idea of this being on the cart is that the kids can grab it and move it to wherever they need to put it. Let's see, I'm gonna put this down. Pencil sharpener, super important. So, laptops. This is the vinyl laptop. Ah, that's a book. Someone left it there. That's our word wall with the tech words, ACT stuff. So this is really cool because we can actually go outside and spray paint. It's dark outside and raining right now. Here we go. I'm gonna close that. Okay. So here is our laser machine. We have an AP Laser 2816, which means that's how big the bed is. That's the computer that goes with it. Let's see. Toolbox, and this has some settings. This is where I was cutting some practice stuff before. we were doing name tags lately. I keep this locked, not because I'm scared someone will steal it, obviously, but because, let's take this off, because I don't really want anyone to mess with the alignment on the laser itself. Ooh. Yeah, that's why there was duct tape there. Just, it's kind of finicky, and I'd hate for someone to touch it and not know what they were doing. There's some examples of some engraved things that we've done. There's some of our materials. We rely heavily on donated materials as well. Ribbon, scissors, tools, yarn. There's just like materials for the binding machine in here, which was something else, again, that a teacher donated from their classroom that they didn't want, but has been super popular for kids making little books. There's some tiles somebody donated. We're probably going to make some coasters like this, something like that. A Wacom tablet that just got donated. Kids are going to figure that out. Let's see, paper, computers, go around this pole, Legos, 3D printers, Osmos, Spheros, Google Cardboard. These are some old Christmas things that are going to be used as tarps. Some 3D pens, and then this pole. I really wish now that I'd had people sign it from the get-go, like so I could have had every assistant sign it, but it's kind of cool. The kids put quotes on here, and different things, like, you know, I like tacos. Big trash can, that's essential. Again, here's the assistant's desk, book drop, kid reading. And let's see, over here I've got my sound system, so if I need to use a mic I can, or if we wanted to play some light music. I've been collecting some board games and cards over here. It's gonna make this super pretty display. And I put those out, and some kids just started playing with them, so that was cool. Some donated games. My kids are sorting through all the Monopoly money right now, because I think they took like 3 or 4 games and put it all in one thing. And let's see, anything else? Oh, bookmarks. So bookmarks here made from, some of them are just cut out from scrap paper that we had left over in the makerspace. Some of them are ones that we printed, like these are Renaissance ones. These are the ones my first hour designed. I really think they're adorable because they're like designed by Ida and Elizabeth. And after we printed them, they signed some of them to be limited edition. And then these were online, we found them, and they were allowed to be printed. But I think I would ultimately like to go to all student-made work. So that's our library, early in the morning before school starts. And I hope you liked it, and I hope you post your own.